Hey y'all, Eddie here again. Thought I'd take some time to make another video today. This is actually my second video of the day. The one that you might have watched just previous to this was some hours ago. As I said then, about nothing. And this isn't probably going to be any different. It's about nothing. But it's what I intend to put up on the internet, on YouTube, and perhaps with a smidgen of luck, y'all will be interested in watching it. What I have to talk about is really immaterial. I don't really have much of anything to talk about. However, I'm filling dead airspace. That's something that I learned to do. See, I did work some years in radio, and in that time, I learned the art of filling up airspace with meaningless prattle. I've learned how to keep things, if not interesting, at least ongoing. At least keeping the meaningless prattle moving on. I'm sorry, I'm staggering, stumbling right now, and don't really have anything of interest to talk about. My granddaughter came to see us today. She's inside with her grandmama right now. They're watching their favorite, Grey's Anatomy. The latest, or one of the latest episodes. Damn, that show's been going on forever. And they've been watching it forever. It amazes me how they can find storylines to keep putting up episodes. Of course, it's very much a reflection upon the times in which we live. And the political, philosophical rant that the producers, showrunners, people that are keeping that show afloat, that they're most concerned with. It's not something that is of much interest to me personally, but there's a lot of interest on behalf of the ladies out there. My nearly 80-year-old wife and then her 10-year-old granddaughter are both fans. And get a lot from it. What, I'm not quite sure. It's not something that I identify with. So be it. That's the way it is. There are things that I would prefer watching, but am overruled when they're in the house. They dictate, and I acquiesce. How's that for a word? I've decided I'm not going to try to fight them on any of this. It's not worth my time. I will end up losing badly. So I give up. They can have their way. They can watch what they want. Oh, I will, from time to time, sit down and watch a few episodes. Because they watch them over and over. They binge watch. I'll watch a couple of 3 episodes with them and then I have to stop. Because the politicizing, the moralizing, the philosophical stuff that they go on about is not exactly the way I see things. Simple. I'm not wired the way that they are. You think? Okay. I'm just babbling. I've had a couple of drinks. Finishing up some more. But it's been a good day. It's been a good day. I can't complain. It's Sunday, the 26th or 7th of July. Near the end of the month. God, it's almost August. And in September, my wife, my beautiful, lovely wife, will have her 80th birthday. We got married 14, 15 years ago. She was, well, still is, somewhat older than me. About 13 years. I'm 67. She'll be 80. So, 12, 13 years difference. She kind of fooled me when we first got together. That's a story in itself. We met online back when I can't remember the name of the damn site now. Anyways, it was an online dating site, and we kind of met accidentally almost. I was a non-paying member of that site, but because they were trying to drum up interest from their non-paying members, as I was at that time, they offered 72 hours, one full weekend, in which we would have, us non-paying members, we would have full use of the site as though we were paying. So, I took advantage of it and sent out a couple of emails. Well, I don't know if you'd call them emails, but messages through the site. And she was one of those that I sent out. I'd seen her picture, her profile. She looked good, interesting. I liked what I saw up there. So I sent a feeler out. She responded. We contacted one another and messaged each other through the site on a few occasions that weekend. We also exchanged our personal emails so we would be able to continue communicating after the weekend was up. We did. And over the next couple of 3 weeks, we established a rapport with one another. We set up a date to meet one another in person. We did so a couple of weeks later, and she stood me up. Oh well. But I was determined to get something out of this. And I felt like there was something more to this with our communications. So I followed up on them. And I kind of griped and bitched her out a little bit. Well, she responded to me in kind. And we set up another date. I was beginning to wonder the second time around if she wasn't going to show up again, because she kept me waiting a couple of 3 hours. But she finally did show up. And I knew exactly who she was. I had a picture of her, and at the time she had a blonde Jew fro. If you understand what I'm saying. She's a very pale white girl, but she had blonde hair. It was like an afro. She showed up, and I saw that when she pulled up in front of the restaurant where we were supposed to meet. I knew exactly who it was. We met that evening. Spent a couple of 3 hours at that restaurant. Al's Diner was the name of it here in Birmingham. And I poured my heart out to her. There was things I was so full of and needing to offload from my heart. Things that I needed to talk to somebody about. And it wasn't anything beyond the usual guy, girl sort of stuff. But I did. And she was receptive. So much so that she ended up coming home with me that evening. Yeah, we hooked up that first night, and it wasn't long thereafter that she moved in with me. Well, weeks turned into months, turned into marriage, ultimately. As you'll maybe find out as time goes on, that's another further story. And I'll tell you all about that in time to come. Thanks for your time tonight. We'll see you again soon.